Welcome everyone to another episode of Starmade. Oh guys, I'm glad to be back in Starmade again. It feels like over a week or something that I've done the previous episode, even that I have played. There have been several updates in between, one of which is very interesting that I haven't seen yet, which is a newly implemented crafting system, which is one of the things that we are gonna explore in today's episode. So what we need to do is actually go back to a shop and we need to buy ourselves a bunch of modules in order to get this working. So as usual, let's go ahead and jump into the ship core, flight mode, switch to the correct cockpit, and we get blinded, and we travel towards this shop over there. Stop! Stop! Brake! Okay, that doesn't work. I'm so glad there's no block damage from collisions. Nevertheless, let's have a look in here and let's have a look into the factory. So there is a macro assembler, so we're gonna get one of those. There's a capsule refinery, we're gonna get one of those. The micro assembler, I guess. Factory enhancers. I guess we can take about 10 of those guys. And I think that's about it. Actually, I believe in the decorations tab there's even one more thing that I am curious about. Oh man, look at these! Look at these! Oh, these are great! I've seen these in other videos, but I wasn't sure where they are. Look at this! There's a screen. Does that mean a decorative computer? Does that mean I can actually show something on the screen? Or will it just be decorative and not relate to anything that I want? Look at all these ingots! Oh man, that is great. Well, I'm gonna grab myself a personal computer for sure. And we're also gonna go with a nice display color. Let's go with, I don't know, maybe 9 of those guys. And we'll see what they will be doing. But the main important part in today's episode is that we actually managed to craft ourselves stuff from the ores that we already have. Right, so I just had a brief overview on the patch nodes for the display blocks, and it appears as though they are capable of just showing any text that you want. Also, you can change the color and the font size, and also you can actually show variables such as power or shield capacity, shield recharge rate and stuff like that. So we definitely have to install one of those modules in the bridge of the mothership. So that's what we're gonna do first off. Since it's always a little bit hard to get off my planet due to gravity and I don't have a proper landing area for this ship just yet, we're gonna do the work on the mothership first. Well, today there's not gonna be any work on the mothership, but we're gonna install these display blocks. Where are they? Ah, there we go. Decorative screen. Oh no! I think I bought the wrong one. I need a display block, right? Do I have a display block? No. Oh geez. Just to be sure, maybe let's place one of those guys right here. I want to see what it looks like. So, is that really just what it is? Decorative screen? Yeah. I thought they might connect with each other if you place them adjacent to each other. Oh geez. That's not good. So what we're gonna do is jump out of this ship, get back in here, back to the shop, and we're gonna try to buy ourselves a display block as well. That's one of the things that I apparently missed. Shoppy shop, where are you? There we go. Oh, well. Let's see, medical supplies, medical cabinet. So are these just all really decorative or can I do something with them? Display module, undefined description. Okay, that's not good. Undefined descriptions are not good at all. Should we buy some of those? They do not look implemented yet, but nevertheless, let's buy a bunch of those guys. I just want to have a look at them. Where are they? Display modules. We're gonna get into build mode, and we're gonna try to actually add that just to see what it does. Oh, okay, that might actually work. Yeah, look at this! No data! Let's actually... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But let's still go ahead and check this out. I'm gonna R-click that. No data. Edit sign. Oh geez. Format. Oh my gosh! So we kind of have to code the format of the text, which is fine by me, but I would hope that sooner or later they will implement the GUI, so, you know, user friendliness. Because otherwise you have to, you know, you have to grab the hex colors and you have to remember all of these things, which coder can do easily, but, you know, the standard person like me will have to look it up every time. Font size can be 0, 1, or 2. Great. Okay, so let's have a look. We can place in variables such as shield, shield capacity, power, and power capacity. So we're going to try to display those. So give me just a few seconds in order to set up the text and I'll show you how I actually did it. Okay guys, so I've been playing around with these guys a little bit. The interface is still a little bit wonky, which they also mention in the update notes, but there's a few things that I don't really understand. So for instance, can you switch the color and the font style several times within just one display block, or is that not possible? And the reason for me thinking that obviously is because we have styled this color up here to be blue with a font size of 2. We made the title power capacity and then I attempted to change the style and I cannot locate the mistake that I made. This hex code is white, or should be white, and the font color is going to be 1 with the same ending tag with the /style, but it doesn't work for some reason. So I think what I'm gonna attempt now is, can I actually, no, I cannot copy this, but I can remove it. So maybe you can only have one font style per display block. So let's actually try this out again. What was the other hex color? I'm gonna have to look it up quickly. That was 4 zeros and 2 Fs. Okay, we can do that. That is interesting. So maybe you can only do it on the top line. Oh geez, what is happening? What is happening with me? Okay, yeah, something is really weird here in Starmade Town. So let's try again. You see, style C with an equal sign, a hex code, a comma, an F with the font size, and a /style to end the tag. We can definitely do that. I already have my style, so let's go C equals this hex color, which is 0000FF, and then we're gonna have an F for the font size, which is gonna be 3, and we are gonna end this tag /style. Okay, there we go. So this works, but if I do that on the second line, it might not work. So what I was hoping for is that I can change it for each line individually. Probably you can, and I just didn't figure it out. But nevertheless, we are able to show ourselves the power capacity as well as how much power we have so far, also the shield capacity and how much we have of that. And you can see how easily it is actually done. So there's not much of programming involved, but obviously they will most likely change how you actually format the text. Back we are on my planet. I managed to more or less land this ship in a proper way, but it's still gonna be annoying to jump back in. Or actually maybe I should use the hangar doors on the back. That might be an idea. Also, I kind of have the feeling that we will have to do a lot of adjustments because I had to raise the floor by a little bit because I don't fit through this door anymore. But that's fine. So, let's actually go inside the tower, or maybe actually not, maybe not. We should figure out something else, because what we're probably gonna end up installing is a factory just like the last time on the planet, and obviously I don't want the tower to be my factory. So what we actually need right here, right now, is a build block, if I have one. Yes, I actually do. So let's place that right here, just so it's gonna be a little bit easier for us. And we're gonna have a bunch of power modules, so that we will be able to run the factory. Let's make a small little reactor that will be used for this planet. That should suffice, theoretically. Okay, so now what do we get? We have these 3 blocks. We have the capsule refinery, which I believe is used in order to... without having a control. Do I need a controller for this? Okay, so maybe we'll have to connect them with something else. Not place the controllable block without having a controller selected. Let's see, is the personal computer the one that we need? Because I highly doubt it. Oh! I didn't get the error message this time, did I? No, I didn't. So maybe it is the computer. Let's see if we can manage to get the... yeah! Okay, right. Or maybe it is just any block. Let's see, if we select this and place this, yeah, we don't get an error message either. So it's probably not the personal computer. Let me find out quickly about that, and after that I'm gonna introduce you in this new crafting system, hopefully a little bit more elegantly. Right guys, so I believe I know what we have to do. We have to actually connect our production modules with those power reactor modules that should be working, right? So let's have a look at the capsule refinery. I'm gonna place that here, and we are gonna select this one, and V, you can read, connect this block to power reactor module. This is a power reactor module. So V to connect, what did it say? Cannot be connected to power reactor module. Incompatible blocks, but right here it says connect this block to power reactor module. I'm entirely confused here. So maybe let's select this one and we connect it to this one. Did something happen? No. What is happening? And so let's have a look inside of it. So let's go to craft a capsule. That's what we want to do. Right, so that's cool. Now I only need to grab a bunch of my ores. Let's have a look in here. There should theoretically be ores. I did have a lot of ores, right? What the? Where did all the ores go? Are there any more storage units? Oh, come on, are you kidding me? I carved out 2 entire surfaces of a planet. I must have a bunch of ores. Did I sell them? It might be that I sold them. No. Did I? Well guys, so I guess what we're gonna do is maybe start carving out yet another surface. I mean, we can continue on this planet with carving out stuff. Let's actually place down a build block. We're gonna get up here, have a look at it. Okay, so eventually what is going to happen is probably that we start carving out adjacent sides, because if you remember, we decided to have smooth transitions between each individual segment, and of course that is not the case just like that. So let's actually go ahead and we're gonna grab ourselves another build block, because I believe we cannot actually, we cannot remove anything from another segment. We'll have to place the build block on another segment. So let's actually grab that, do some digging until we have some more ores with which we can craft. Guys, I feel like a confused little kitten today. Jeez. So apparently we have these craft capsules right here. Microcraft and craft factory also right in the inventory, which is interesting. So I guess if we want to kind of automate it, we can use the blocks, but we can also use whatever we want in here. Anyways, what we're going after is a bunch of ores, and there's something I wanted to show you, because let's think about that. So if you remember, I actually enabled the grid to allow a size of 50 by 50 by 50. Now let's think about this properly. 50 by 50, that's 5 times 5, 25, add 2 zeros, and you get a number of 2,500. So I can remove 2,500 blocks potentially with one click. But if we add height to that, we get a lot more. And I believe it must be something above 125,000 or so. I don't know, I'm not that good at math, but it's over 100,000 per click potentially. And now you have to check this out, how this actually turns out. So I will be doing a bunch of clicks, just let's say about 10 clicks or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or so. And they weren't even that precise, but look down below. Yeah, it doesn't stop. It's not stopping. And the last time I removed one of those segments, I had to leave my computer running for a full hour until those numbers actually stopped increasing. It's crazy. So we can just remove a bunch of those, and now I can go make myself a coffee and everything will be adding up. I mean, look at this. We are only at 60,000 so far, and potentially 100 or over 100,000 would be one click. And of course, it's not exactly like that, because there is a lot of free space. There are caves and stuff like that, stuff that you previously removed or so. But look at the numbers, it's not stopping. 95, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's like 1,000 blocks per second or something like that. But what I am more interested in is the ores, which I fear you only get when you harvest them. Could this potentially be the case? Could this be the sad truth? Because if I have a look around here, it appears as though the ores are now implemented within the stone itself. So I'm not really sure if you can see the ores anymore. Yeah, there's none. No ores. So maybe what we can do actually is have a look in the craft capsule thing, and we're gonna place a bunch of rocks in here. Does that do something? Holy cow, what is that? One cinnabar, Nacht ore. What is a Nacht ore? Oh, Shema. No, I don't really see this happening with the rock type here. But you can see it's still increasing the number. That's just so awesome. With just a few clicks we got over 250,000 blocks, and it will be increasing to 1 million or something like that. But now I'm really concerned. Let's have a look at the production info right here. So here you could make the macro assembler. So I guess you start off crafting in your inventory and then you slowly make that capsule refinery, then the micro factory and the macro factory or something like that. But that still doesn't answer my question on what's actually going in here. So I guess we are gonna do some more research. Right guys, so after all the misfortune I had on the planet, I decided to check out one of the asteroids I know that always show the one or other ore, and you can clearly see that these ores are visible here. And let's see, yeah, you actually get a shard, a raw shard, and also the resource itself, or the material it was contained in. So let's check this out. This looks like cinnabar. No, it's actually chisper ore. Interesting. Here we get another one. Yeah. So I guess we definitely are going to require a harvester, and this is exactly what we're gonna build in the next episode. I'm sure of it. I need a harvester in order to grab tons of ores. Nevertheless, we can now place that inside of here, right? And do we just wait? Did I get something? A capsule? Where's the capsule? Are you kidding me? Oh no, there it is. There it is. I didn't see it before. So we did actually get a bunch of capsules. So it works. The process works. It crafts it by itself. Ah, that's so great. It just takes a while. Look at this, guys. I believe it must be something around 10 seconds or so. So every 10 seconds it crafts it. That is great! We get the capsules! You can actually make a ton of things. So the survival aspect of Starmade is slowly coming into place. I'm really glad about that. But now I kind of feel the need to go crazy with harvesting. So for sure, next episode we are gonna build ourselves a very efficient harvester with which we can take apart an asteroid in a few seconds, and also grab a bunch of ores from planets, because they must still be existing on planets. So now I think my ores might have disappeared after an update. If I haven't sold them, they certainly disappeared. From the looks of it, you get shards now and not the actual ore. Okay, right here you can actually see a table from the Starmade news, from the update notes, and there are so much possibilities that they are going for. That is crazy. That is great. So survival aspect is finally coming to town. Well guys, so this has been a little bit of a wonky episode because I did struggle with a bunch of things that weren't clear to me. Also, especially with connecting the power to this refinery. And usually it is my own fault for not thinking about something, but I'm confused nevertheless. Other than that, it felt great to explore again a new aspect, and I know now what I want to do in the future. Build a big badass harvester and take apart a bunch of things. And then we're gonna build ourselves a factory and we are gonna go into production spree. Yay! But well guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to post them down below. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you the next time.